Welcome everyone to A Face for Radio. I'm your host, Andrew Latham. We're going to try and not have as much laptop, what's it called? Freaking fan in. This microphone is a lot better than I thought, but we will try. I've got it on top of my snare stand with a practice pad on. That could act as a better shock mount. But yeah, we're gonna, what do you expect, to be honest? But let's just get into it, guys. How was your week been? Good? I'm gonna try and get these out on time now. I've been running out of ideas. Actually, it's not true. I have a lot of ideas. Just need to work on them and make them better. But I guess the reason I said I was going to put one out on Monday. I didn't. I've been running on CP time. If you were proactively choosing to be happy and don't know what that reference is from, that comes from Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York City. That was his response to Hillary Clinton when she said it took him long enough to endorse her. CP time apparently refers to colored people time. I wasn't aware of this. I had never heard that one before. But the ever-tolerant and super open left continues to just be so super tolerant and open. What a wonderful thing. Thank you, Mayor Bill de Blasio. This is the same guy who is super happy that shootings are going down in New York City while stabbings go up. So they can't get guns anymore, so now they're just going to stab people. I guess people aren't dying as much. You do have to stab someone several times to kill them. You can generally just shoot them once. It kind of depends on the size of the bullet and its velocity and where you hit them. You still have a pretty good chance. If they miss an artery, even 60% of the people who are shot in the heart live. But we'll get into that another time. But thank you, Mayor Bill de Blasio, for that. That is wonderful. Let's get started with the show. Some news first. We'll get into that. We do have an official logo now, thanks to Grant Heron. He won the contest. The rest of you who submitted, they were okay. They weren't that good. But Grant took it seriously, and he did a great job. I'll probably, stuff is expensive. I found that out. I wanted to get some stickers made, but good stickers, not like crappy ones. They kind of cost some money. Plus, no one's going to buy them. So I figured I'd just get some nice stickers out, maybe send out to some people who actually do give a crap, and you could put them. I want to get the nice ones that you can put on the inside of your car window. Bumper stickers are for, stupid people. If you have a bumper sticker, that means you're stupid. And I don't even know where people would rather put other stickers. I've been trying to design like a shirt so I could at least have one for myself. Maybe for some girls. I know there's some girls out there who would love to have my face on their chest. Actually, there's probably not, but hey. It'd still be pretty good. But once I get some stickers up, maybe some other things, I will let you guys know, and we will have contests so that I can that I'll send them to you. You're not just going to get them for free. I'm just not going to give them to you because you want them. It's not how things work in life. But we do have some logos up. I am up on iTunes, by the way. It is official. My plan right now is to release episodes Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and Friday morning. The way I publish them, it takes about 6 hours to get to iTunes. So I'll be recording Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, and Thursday nights. God willing, whatever they say before they blow themselves up. That's a common saying in the Middle East. They say God willing. I forget what it is in Arabic. Do they speak Arabic? Does everyone over there speak Arabic, or is there different languages? I'm a stupid American. What do I know? Also, I don't care. But tonight is a Tuesday night. So when you're hearing this, it'll be Wednesday. If you listen to it the next day, you could be listening to it later than today. I'll also keep uploading them to YouTube, but those will also be up. Those take, gee golly goodness, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe for YouTube to process everything. I have to take this MP3 file, convert it to MP4, and then upload it to YouTube. With iTunes, I just upload my MP3 file, and then Podbean will submit it to iTunes. But if you do check iTunes, we are there. Search A Face for Radio. Some other stupid channels come up without that name. But go ahead and subscribe, and you'll never miss an episode. And or if you just want to listen to it at work, you can do it through YouTube, of course. I am going to try and make the episodes, a little more coherent's not the word. Well, I could probably make them a little more coherent. Oh, God, I don't speak English that well. Similar format. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. How have you been? I guess last time it was Saturday. It hasn't been too long. We'll say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so 3 days. Yeah, whatever. Well, let's get it. We missed the quizzes last time because I wasn't paying attention. I was passionate about something. But I did. Oh, no, I asked this question Sunday. Never mind. I am stupid. The question I asked, this is the deal breaker question, is someone with a giant belly button, like a bowl that's deep. It's the size of a bowl. Think of a cereal bowl. I know that bowls come in all different shapes and sizes and depths and concaveness, but, a bowl. So it's big. Or someone with yellow toenails. The bigger deal breaker was definitely the belly button. People did seem to choose that over yellow toenails. And our resident gentleman and scholar, Thad Messenger, yes, that's his last name. I don't know why I didn't know that. But he eloquently stated that there's nothing someone can do about their belly button without, plastic surgery. Yellow toenails is more of a sign of bad hygiene. But the answer is, the bigger deal breaker is the belly button, because it's really of no use. If his or her belly button was cold, like if it was some kind of magical belly button that was cold, then you could hide snacks in there for the movie theater. They could become a drug mule. They could put that to use. Well, I guess they could still, drugs don't need to stay cold, but, if you're going to try and hide snacks into a movie theater with that thing, it's going to melt, and she's going to complain about chocolate getting on her shirt. It's going to turn into a whole system, and the whole point of sneaking snacks into the movie theater is to make it easier than paying $8 for... By the way, who buys Raisinets? Why are they selling Raisinets in the movie theater? You take a grape, which is pretty good, and the best part of the grape is obviously the juice. That's why people buy grape juice too. And you get rid of that. You get rid of the best part of the grape, and then you cover it in chocolate. That's like... I don't even know what to... that's awful. That's tricking people. That's getting catfished. You're getting catfished by a snack. People who like Raisinets are probably the same people who like beef jerky. Beef jerky is awful. You take awesome meat, you get rid of all the great parts of that meat, it being tender and juicy, and you make it hard and tough, and then you eat it and you pretend that you're manly because you enjoy paying $13 for 8 ounces of awful meat product. That's stupid. And if you like Raisinets, you're stupid. And if you like raisins, you're stupid. Those are the wrong things to like. Anyways, so yeah, the belly button bowl is the bigger deal breaker. But, how often do you see a belly button? That's the other part too, is toenails and belly buttons. You don't see them that much. Maybe chicks, you might see their toes a bit more because they wear sandals. I'm not sure too many men in their older years that wear, and by older years I'm referring above 25, who wear sandals. Maybe if you live in Southern California or Florida, but you're a man, don't wear sandals. You can wear sandals when you're... Actually, that's not true. You can wear sandals when you're like mowing the lawn or swimming. That is to say, getting out of the pool, etc. But if you're running errands, but if you're out and about for the day, not running errands, just enjoying your time, and you're wearing sandals, you're an asshole, and that's all there is to it. Sandals are stupid, and they're only allowed to be worn by women. Yellow toenails, those can be easily painted over. I mean, if you're that grossed out by them. Again, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they have jaundice. Maybe they, were an alcoholic for a long time, and now they're cleaning themselves up, and now you're sitting there judging them because of their yellow toenails. You're a real prick. You know that? You're the reason they turned to the bottle anyways. You judgmental person, you. But yellow toenails can be easily fixed. Just put some paint on them, Toes aren't really that good looking anyway, unless you have a foot fetish, and then it could be a real problem. Maybe those people have a foot fetish. Maybe these 7 people who voted had a foot fetish. Or maybe they have giant belly buttons. Or maybe the people who voted for the belly button have the disgusting toes. I never really paid attention to people's toes that much. I cut my toenails when it gets hard to put socks on. That's when I do it. I have disgusting, ugly feet. I have a real problem with ingrown toenails. And so I was told to wear sandals when I was younger. But then I had ugly feet, and people would talk about them. And so I stopped wearing sandals. So I just wore shoes. Now I wear skate shoes because they're wider at the front. So I'm perpetually dressed as a 14-year-old boy. And I'm 28. So, but it works. But yeah, as soon as your socks get hard to put on, as soon as you start snagging them on socks, that's when you need to cut your toenails. It is important to keep them long, though, if you're married. That way, if your wife and or husband starts acting up, you just, slice it across their leg and tell them, knock it the hell off. But that is the correct answer. So thank you, everyone, for participating in that. Again, I don't know why people are in this group and aren't participating. Just leave. I don't understand why they'd want to be spammed. But whatever. I really am, though, grateful for you, for the people who continue to participate. Thank you very much. My self-esteem is really riding on this. And in the past couple of weeks, I've had some instances where I haven't felt too great about myself. That's just joking. I always feel great about myself. But thank you anyways for your continued moral support. I did get another email today. Thank you to whoever sent me that. That will be the next Would You Rather. It's a pretty good one too. It's actually really good. So thank you for that. Let's get into the Would You Rather. Let's get into this one because this is important. This is getting into American culture. I mean, this question seems very shallow up front, but it's actually very deep. This week's Would You Rather is no free refills, but you are not limited to just the radio for music. This is the car, airplanes, wherever. Okay. The second option is free refills the rest of your life, but you can only listen to the radio. The correct answer is free refills. Because after the Constitution, bald eagles, and before everything else, free refills are a very important part of American culture. I lived in Japan for a few years, and you can get free refills if you buy something called a nomi hodai, which is like all you can drink. But the cup it's like a sacrament cup, and they have 4 options. And the ice and the soda come out at the same time, so you don't get to control your ice to soda ratio. Which is another part of Japanese culture. They're going to decide for you how much ice is appropriate. And I'm an American. I don't have as much ice as I damn well please. Or as little ice as my psychopath Finnish brother-in-law. The man doesn't like ice in his drinks because he's crazy. But that's okay because he's Finnish. And the Finns are the Americans of Europe. If I God forbid, was ever forced to travel or live in Europe, I would choose Finland. They have really good gun laws. The most accomplished sniper in military history with the most confirmed kills, Simo Haya, in the Winter War against the Russians, killed 550 people. And then they shot him in the face. They thought they killed him, and he came back and killed more Russians. 550 confirmed kills. It's pretty awesome. I think the most we have in American history, I think it is Chris Kyle, but he's nowhere near that. 130, maybe. Before that, we had Carlos Hathcock in the Vietnam War, and he was an awesome sniper too. But anyways, now I hate the radio too. Don't get me wrong, the radio sucks. Those DJs are garbage. They play crappy music. The reception is never good. You're always just pushing that button, scanning for the next one. And if you don't have that thing on your steering wheel where you can use your thumbs, you're reaching over. You're not paying attention to the road. You're going to hit some small boy or girl on their bike, and then, your life's ruined. And the kid's probably dead, so their life is also ruined. But you're alive still, and you've got to deal with the consequences. Unless you kill yourself, which is, a good way to get out of consequences. But the point is, if you got to think about free refills and how much you enjoy that freedom. I mean, that's American. My nephew, he's my nephew, yeah. Bart, he's probably not listening to this. He should. But he came to America a couple years ago. We went to a Carl's Jr.'s late at night, me and my sister and her husband and Bart. And within about 15 minutes, he had, is that right? He had like 6 refills of Dr. Pepper. And this is Carl's Jr. This is like a Carl's Jr. large, too. I mean, the boy was pounding them. He was giving my little brother Richard a run for his money. That guy can chug them down. He can chug a lot of things down, if you know what I'm talking about. But my brother-in-law, his father, kindly said to young Bart, okay, you can have 2 more. And Bart said, this is probably one of the most American things I've ever heard in my life. And he said, I'm only in this country for 2 more weeks, and you're going to try and limit my number of refills? And I shed a tear. George Washington rose from his grave, saluted us. Bald eagles flew over us. They flew over to Russia and dropped bombs. They gave him the bird and said, see you in hell, you commie bastards. Excuse me, damn commies. If you call someone a commie, you must also call them a damn commie. Because there's not commies, it's just damn commies. And if you said no free refills so you could listen to things other than the radio, you're a damn commie. So go to Russia or China or North Korea or Cuba or Vietnam, which I'm pretty sure is still communist. It's not communistic, it's communist. Go to any of those countries and take your no free refills cockamamie bull nonsense and get out of my country. Free refills are a beautiful part. There's nothing more the only thing is more American than a free refill, like I said before. But things that are on the let's do a lateral move. Things that are on the same amount of free refills. Childhood obesity. I mean, isn't that a wonderful thing? That we have so much in this country that our children are going to die of heart attacks. That's a beautiful thing to me. Whenever I see fat kids, I just go, what a wonderful country we get to live in. Because in other countries, kids don't get enough food, and they get to starve to death. In our country, we go, oh, check it out, a cheeseburger for $1. It's 430 calories, and you're going to eat 3 of them. What a wonderful thing. Childhood obesity is just as American as free refills. High fructose corn syrup, which is great. We're actually reverting back to sugar, which is even more great. Now people get to talk about how healthy sugar is compared to high fructose corn syrup. But I guess honey is even more healthy than that because a bee already threw it up, and because the bee threw it up, then I don't understand. Well, how does a bee make honey? They take pollen. Is that what they make it from? Was pollen? They take pollen and then they ingest it and then they puke it out and then it becomes honey? I mean, pigs turn vegetables to bacon. Bees turn pollen into honey. Cows turn grass into steak. Chickens turn corn into fried chicken. Animals are wonderful. I think we should kill more of them and eat more of them. And I think when we kill animals, we need to do it in a way that shows them that we're the boss. A lot of people think we're not humane enough when we kill animals. I think we're being too humane. I think animals are starting to get a little cocky. They're starting to realize that there's a lot of weak humans out there that are fighting for their rights to not be stuck in cages all day. And I don't like it. I haven't read the book, but I know there's a book out there called Animal Farm, and apparently these animals start talking. They become sentient. Skynet goes live, and they start to take over. And I, for one, will not stand for that. I will shoot a cow right in its face if it looks at me wrong. And I think that's how we need to treat animals. You don't let a dog sit on your couch, okay? You smack it in the face, and you say, "Get on the floor." And then it looks at you with those eyes, and you go, "Okay, buddy, you can come on the couch. Just don't, when mom gets here because, you're a pussy and you treat your dog like a child because you're stupid." But in short, we need to start killing more animals, and we need to do it. Maybe we could have the animals fight each other, too, to find out which is the strongest animal. A cow versus, I don't know. What can a cow fight? What would be comparable to a cow? A yak, maybe? I did one year have to explain to some Japanese people the difference. We were in Yellowstone, okay? And they were saying, and I told them, these are buffalo. You may have heard the word bison before, but buffalo and bison are the same thing. It's just a different word, I'm trying to think of something else. Maybe ketchup and catsup. I have seen catsup before. Funny enough, I saw it on the Navajo reservation. They were selling catsup. I didn't know. I don't understand why it's there. I'm not sure how much Navajos use ketchup. They probably use it, the same amount as we do. But like we're different people. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so then this woman had a question of what's the difference between like a buffalo and a cow, and I didn't know how to. I mean, this is a question a child asks you, because children are stupid, and I said, well, they're just different animals. That's how they're different. I don't know how they're different. That's like asking how a dog and a cat is different. One's a dog, the other one's a cat. That's how they're different. Stupid. But of course, I couldn't call them stupid. So if you don't know, I'm a tour guide for Japanese people. I'm doing it again this year. I will have to move my guns so I don't kill myself halfway through the year. Daddy does need some new shoes, so I do need to work hard. But what happens when people go on vacation is they just start thinking. And they start thinking out loud. And so they ask questions, and they think that I'm supposed to know these answers about what the difference between a cow and a buffalo is. Well, one's a cow, the other one's a buffalo. Sweetheart, I don't know what to tell you. But being a tour guide is like going on vacation with your kids, but you hate your kids and you're not allowed to be mean to them. That's basically what it is. So I spent the next 15 minutes or so driving around Yellowstone doing my best to explain the difference between a buffalo, a cow, like a domesticated cow, a yak, and a water buffalo. And I'm not even sure if there's a difference between yaks and water buffaloes. There might be. Water buffaloes and yaks, I think, are both in Southeast Asia. I'm not sure what kind of cows they have over there in Africa. But, I mean, just look at them. They look different. So they're probably different. I'm not sure of too many things in the world that look different and are the same. I'm trying to think of some right now, and I can't think of any. If you can think of things that are different but the same, send me an email, theaffrshow@gmail.com. If you don't freaking know it yet, freaking write it down, dummies. Puberty just ended, I guess, finally. It's been a crazy 14 years. 16 maybe. When did I go through puberty? A long time ago. What were we talking about? Yeah, commies. Damn commie sons of bitches. But if you chose no free refills, then you're probably one of those people who's like, oh, I just get water, or I don't drink soda because, it's bad for you. How is it bad for you? When did things go from good for you and then bad for you? So if soda's bad for you, what's rat poison? Is that bad for you too? Where's that line between good and bad for you? I'm not saying soda's a health food. I'm not saying it's gonna, cure you of what ails you, but it's certainly not bad for you. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm so dumb I don't even know soda's bad for me. But you know what? The people who say soda's bad for you, these are the same people who, drink alcohol. And so all of a sudden, beer is good for you. I don't understand. I don't understand how soda can be bad for you and beer and alcohol can be good for you. Or are you just saying, just say you don't like soda. That's all. That's fine. You don't have to like soda. But it's not bad for you. It isn't. It's just fine. It is what it is. Who cares? Anyways. I do love me some sarsaparilla, though. But that's the answer. If you're a commie, send me an email telling me why you're a commie. Excuse me, a damn commie. I need to police myself a little bit better than that. Send me an email, and you can tell me about why you're a commie. When I'm recording this, you guys, it's Tuesday night. It is April 12th, which, happy Equal Pay Day to all the ladies out there listening. Congratulations. You just earned, today was the day you earned the same amount of money that I earned in 2015. And I just did my taxes, and I didn't earn a lot of money in 2015, so I feel very, very bad for you. And apparently, being poor, I still wasn't eligible for, and I still owe the government money. So I didn't make a lot of money, and then I had to pay them money so that I could, I guess I reap some benefits. Don't say roads. Don't even say roads. I pay my fuel taxes. I wish they'd do a better job of killing terrorists, but it hasn't happened in America yet. It's going to happen. Europe's a little different. Their white guilt is gonna turn into white kilt, if you know what I'm talking about. Regardless, I paid my taxes. I'm square with Uncle Sam. I didn't earn a lot of money, but if you're a woman, then today is the day, April 12th, 2016, is the day that you earned the same amount of money as a man did when he worked all of 2015. So you had to work an extra 4 months and 12 days. This is, of course, because women only make 79 cents to the man's dollar. And this is not good. This is a bad thing. I don't know why, but I thought in today's how-to, I would talk to you ladies specifically of how to get more money. What we're going to do is, I'm going to give you a couple tips about what you can do specifically as a woman to earn more money, to make that extra 21 cents that you deserve, that I earn because I have a penis. You can't tell sometimes, but trust me. So what we'll do, let's go through the first one. This first one is it can be difficult, but from what I have seen, it seems to be one of the more effective ways to earn more money, and that is to get a man. If you're a lesbian and you're listening to this, I'm not exactly sure how lesbians work with their money. I am doing some Google research right after this on lesbians, and I will, if I can find anything good out, I'll let you know. I expect to be, busy for a couple of hours, but because every time I search lesbians on Google, a lot of stuff comes up. I didn't know they had such a wide presence on the internet. It's pretty. You know what? kudos to them. It's 2016. If you're a lesbian, you shouldn't be, cutting your hair short and shaving the sides of your head and having blue highlights and wearing weird jeans and having a keychain instead of just putting your keys in your purse. I guess if you're a lesbian, do lesbians have purses? I'm assuming some do. The lesbians that I knew in high school were lesbians that just hated men. They weren't, they didn't love women. They just hated men. And because there wasn't, at that time, there was a difference. You could choose. You didn't choose. There wasn't a gray line. There was a distinct line. And back then, if you hated men, you then went to women. You didn't say, well, I'm secretly a wolf and I'm going to go bang some dogs, like people apparently do nowadays. But if you're a woman, one of the best things you can do to increase your income is to get a man. It's common knowledge that as soon as you're in a relationship with a man, all of his money becomes yours. If you have $20 and she has $5, she now has $25. There are limits before you get married, as if you're just dating, if you're a girlfriend, if you're a fiance. There is, some kind of limits to how much of his money you can easily access. But generally speaking, you won't need to pay for a lot of food, and entertainment will generally be provided by the man, as well as gifts. If you're really strapped, you really need to lock him down in a marriage. And in another show, I'll talk about how to get married. Just because I'm not married doesn't mean I know how. Doesn't mean I don't know how to get married. It just means that other girls don't know how to get married. But once they listen to my show, obviously, they'll get it. But I have been engaged before, and that, that worked out. The engagement worked out. Obviously, it didn't work out. Well, I guess it didn't work out, because if it worked out, I would have been married. But he is obligated to pay for dates and presents so that you'll touch him. That's essentially what it is. But, men aren't very good at getting hints of what you want. You'll say, oh, these shoes are cute. And they'll go, oh, wow, yeah, I guess so. I have no idea what cute shoes look like. I don't know what ugly shoes look like. Those are shoes, and that's what you like. So, great, wonderful, sweetheart. Thank you for letting me know that you like those shoes. So, you need to be a little more forceful. You need to say things like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I got those shoes? Wouldn't they look so cute? You know what? Though if a girl said, wouldn't they look so cute on me? I'd probably say yeah, but I still wouldn't get the hint that I'm supposed to get those for you. Maybe girls don't mean that. Maybe they do. Again, what do I know? But essentially, what you want to do is you drop very strong hints about the things you want to do or things that you want, and in turn, this will, he understands that there'll be a trade-off. I will give you these things, and in turn, you will give me what I want. Generally, what he will want is silence, time away from you, and sex. Those are the three things, generally speaking, that he will want. We'll get into another thing that you can do later, which kind of plays into this, but you not spending money on activities that you want to do is in effect increasing your income. If you want to go to the tulip festival from wherever, there's 1,000 tulip. I don't know what it is with women and tulips, but I didn't know you had to pay money to even look at tulips. I was not aware that was a thing, but if you want to go to that and you have a boyfriend or a husband, and he pays for it, then you have in effect increased your income because you got to do something you didn't have to pay for. Now, if you share a bank account, this can get a little bit tricky because it's kind of both your money, but I mean, he's still working, right? So it's like he earned it. And if you worked too, if you're both working and you both just throw the money in the account, I didn't think that went through. But you know what? If you're married, it doesn't matter. Let's just put it that way. This is for if you don't share a bank account, how to increase your money, your income if you're a chick. Another thing you can do, this is generally the easiest one. This is easier than getting a man, which I'm not sure how hard that is for a woman. If you're a single woman and you're listening to this, I don't think there is. I don't think there's a single one. But if you know single women and they're single, and maybe you can have them write into the show and explain why they don't have a man. But sometimes it's a little difficult. If you don't want to go that route, if you're a strong, independent single woman who don't need no man, what you can do is you can go to HR. You can, at your work, you go to HR, you say, I identify as a man. And they'll go, oh, okay, well, we will increase your pay 21 cents, so that you earn the same as a man. This is the easiest one. Just tell me you identify as a man and that you therefore deserve the same amount of pay as a man. And congratulations, you've joined one of the best clubs out there. I really enjoy being a man. Get prepared for a lot more high fives. I don't think women high five as much as guys do, but prepare for some more high fives. You all, though, have lost a few things that women do get to enjoy that men don't. Number one being first ones off of a sinking ship. So now that you've identified as a man, and let's say, you're on a cruise, I think they're building a new Titanic, you're on the new Titanic or a cruise operated by Costa Crociere, and it starts to go down, and you go on a boat, someone's going to go, ho there, sister, brother. You're a brother. You rescinded your womanhood. So you get to die with the rest of us. But don't worry, it'll be fun. Because you guys will probably have a party. And, do you really want to be in a lifeboat with a bunch of chicks and little kids crying and having emotions and whatnot? While the ship's going down, head on over to the buffet. No line. Get some food. How bad could it be? A sinking ship. Can't be that bad. How many disasters have there been in history where people died from a sinking ship? I can't think of too many. Just also don't go on cruises. They're really not that great. If you avoid ships, then you'll be okay. I can't think of too many other situations where being a woman really has a huge amount of benefit over being a man. You will have to start paying for dates, though. Actually, I guess if it was two dudes, you'd just go Dutch. So you couldn't order, whatever you wanted, and then the guy would have to shell it out. You'd have to pay for it. So you'd probably end up getting, a side salad with raspberry vinaigrette or some other awful dressing. But if you don't want to get a man, then you can just go to HR and say, I identify as a man. Please give me more money. The third option that you can go for is you need to kill the patriarchy. I'm pretty sure we all know what the patriarchy is, but the patriarchy is they're the bosses of this corrupt system that says if you have ovaries, you're only going to get 79 cents to every dollar that a man earns. Thus saith the patriarchy. And, it's hard to find where the patriarchy is like Spectre, in the James Bond films. You don't know. It's really confusing. But regardless, is you have to kill the patriarchy. The easiest way to kill the patriarchy that's close to you is by just nagging the men around you. Again, this works. All women kind of have to do it, though. You can't be by yourself. Luckily, women are very good at nagging, and you just get with your girlfriends. You get together on a Monday night, and you watch your stupid reality shows, and you say, what we need to do to get more money is to nag all men we know. And nagging isn't just asking them to do the same thing over and over again. Nagging is a way of asking questions. It's a behavior manipulation technique that involves the following phrases. So you could say things like, do you really think you should? For example, he has the bag of potato chips open and he's eating some chips, and then you say, do you really think you should be eating those? Like what the hell is that? What am I supposed to say to that? Obviously I do, because I'm eating them, Sharon. Okay? But you do that enough times, and the utility he's going to gain over eating that potato chip will be demolished by your really mean comments, Sharon. I don't appreciate that. The next key phrase you can use is, I really wish you wouldn't. Again, with the potato chips, I really wish you wouldn't eat so many potato chips. But, let's go for another, let's say that, you get your Monday night with your girlfriends to watch, what's it called, where that chick hooks up with a bunch of dudes, and that she thinks he's a millionaire, but he's just like a construction worker. The Bachelorette, is that it? The Bachelor? Yeah, The Bachelorette, I guess would be it. You get together with your girlfriends, and you watch The Bachelorette. So he thinks, oh, sweet, I get to play Black Ops with my buddies for an hour, because she gets to be with her girlfriends and watch mind-numbing, stupid television, and I get to play an awesome video game. That's how it works. So let's say, it's a Thursday night, you come home, you finally get it all together, you got it set up, and you're playing some Black Ops, and those punk noobs are camping, and they're poning you, and you guys are having a good time, and then she comes in and she says, I really wish you wouldn't play those video games, they're so violent, and I just don't think it's good. What? If you're a man, you'd say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm not going to stop. So, by the way, you look beautiful. You throw that in the end, it kind of softens things. But that's a tactic they'll use, is I really wish you wouldn't. Another common thing that for you ladies that you can say is, why do you have to, or why do you always have to? For example, you have to pick something small that doesn't matter. So let's say that they just drank, your man just drank something, glass of milk, water, something. And instead of putting it in the dishwasher, he just puts it in the sink. He rinses out and he puts it in the sink. You can come up to him and you can say, why do you always do that? Why do you always have to just put it in the sink? Why can't you just put it in the dishwasher? It's death by a thousand paper cuts. You don't want to go in and say, you're not a man and I hate you. That's not how you want to do this, because they'll just fire back at you. You just want to slowly chip away at his manhood. That's what you want to do. The last one is a great one. Is that the best way to spend your time? You can ask him that. And really anything. Anytime he's doing anything, you can ask him that. As if, though, because you're a woman, you spend your time any more better than a man. But soon, what will happen is all utility he derives from those activities that you're criticizing will fade away, and the only thing he can think of in his mind are those words that are coming out of your mouth. He goes, I don't want to freaking deal with this. I don't want to deal with it. And so soon, you'll have crushed his soul and his spirit. And once this happens to all men, you've killed the patriarchy. And once the patriarchy's dead, we'll have a matriarchy, I guess. And women will still earn 79 cents to the dollar. But, I don't know. Guys will... What will guys do in a matriarchy? How will they be? Subjected, relegated. I think that's a word. Relegated. That'd be a fun study. I'd watch that. I think there are some tribes that have a matriarchy where the women are in charge. It's probably why they're still a tribe, if you know what I'm talking about. But if you're a girl and you need some more cash, you can try using those 3 tips and see how they work out. I think, getting a man will definitely be a good one because it's a mutual exchange of goods. And anytime there's a mutual exchange of goods, both parties win and they continue to engage in that exchange. So in the long term, definitely getting a man will help you. Short term, the HR thing would be good. If you get a different job, you'd have to do that. Every time you have to go to HR and you say, I know that I look like a woman, but I identify as a man, and please give me more money. But go ahead and get a man, and it'll work out. I think that's it for the show today, guys. This Friday, I'm expecting a guest, a very good friend of mine, and the weather is starting to warm up. I'm not sure if you've noticed. With the weather warming up, I talked about this before in a previous episode, but we will be having the bonfires. So this Friday, I will include the first installment of how to prepare for a bonfire. That way, when you guys can go, you can listen to it, you can prepare yourselves, and quickly leave. We also have a lot of high school reunions coming up. My 10-year reunion is coming up. I'm not going because I hated high school and 99% of the people that went there. But I will teach you guys how to either get, if you for some reason are forced to go to a high school reunion, I'll teach you everything you know and how to do 2 things. How to lessen your bad time there, and then how to increase in your good time at the high school reunion. But those are coming up. We're going to get into Solomon's Court soon. I'm going to help some people with decide between, I'm going to be King Solomon. I'm going to cut that baby right in half. And, well, I guess he didn't. I'm going to find out whose baby it really is. I guess I'm going to do a Jerry Springer paternity test. We're going to get it through. We got some problems coming up that we're going to be able to get through with the Wheel of Problems. I'm sorry, not the Wheel of Problems, the Wheel of Blame. We'll be able to assign these problems the correct blame and direct our blame at the right things. It's going to be good. But this Friday, we're going to have a good show for you. It's going to be great. I am in talks with someone over a theme song. And by I'm in talks with them, what I really mean is I don't know how to ask them to write a theme song because they're a woman, and I don't do so well talking to the ladies. Shocking, I know, but we're gonna get some of that in. I did try and find it. I found a clip of Butters I wanted to put in the show, but the video on YouTube to tell me how to record audio straight from my computer wasn't working. / I don't know what I'm doing. Mostly the latter. But I am going to watch some videos tonight. I'm going to read some stuff. Hopefully we can start getting some, sound effects and whatnot. Hopefully I'll stop saying a lot. That'll be nice, right? Having to effing listen to me stutter through a show like some kind of idiot. I always like to, because I'm a bad person, when I'm in church, instead of focusing on myself, I like to look at everyone else and judge them. And one of my favorite things to do is when there's a talk, I like to count all the ums. Because it's important when someone's giving a talk, when they've prepared a talk at church, and they're doing their best to, from the heart, teach other people about something that they learned, something that can help them in their lives. It's important to find small things that don't matter and then cut them down with it. Because that's how you can feel better yourself. It's not about if you feel like you're down here, imagine that my hands are low. So if you're down here and you don't feel good and you think that people are up here, it's not important to raise yourself up. It's important to bring them down to your level. Number 1, because it's easier. Number 2, because watching other people be sad will bring you great joy. but I am going to be a little more conscious of my ums and my uhs. We'll get some regularity in the show, get some bits going, get some things. I've been saying that for about a month. The show's been going on, a little over a month. I've got, what is this, episode 8, I think, in a month. That ain't bad. Everyone was really excited for the first episode. The first episode wasn't that great. That got a lot of views on YouTube, and they've just slowly been coming down. I guess a lot of people, you know what, they gave me a chance, and I appreciate that. They gave me a chance. They said, we're going to check this out. We're going to see what Andrew's capable of. And they listened to it, and they said, this is crap, and I'm not going to waste any more freaking time on this garbage crap show. And then they stopped. And I don't blame them. Another mother. But we'll get into that too, about why it's important to give people second chances. And maybe we'll talk about that. We'll talk about why people judge. I know in my life, and in where I live, and the people, my friends, you know, and then probably you same as you. This is probably a universal problem, but being judgmental, you know, it's easy, but it's not good. You can lose out on a lot of friendships, a lot of potentially good contacts with people due to bad first impressions. If there's anyone that knows about bad first impressions, this guy right here. I'm pointing to myself. I need about 8 first impressions to not seem like a total psychopath. But I could probably do a how-to on how to make a good first impression. In life, not only is it important to know what to do, it's important to know what not to do. So, you know, when you're making a first impression, it's important to be, if you want them to like you, it's important to be as bland as possible. You need to be vague. Not only do you not like anything, you also, hold on, I had a negative there and I forgot. You can't like anything, but you also can't not like anything, you know, when you're doing a first impression. When you're on that first date, it's important that you order something that everyone can like. You don't really say any of your opinions. You're like tepid 1% milk, you know. You're not making this people that like skim milk happy. You're not like making people who like whole milk happy. You're not making the people who like warm milk or cold milk happy. You're just in the middle, so everyone kind of hates you the same amount. But that's the key to making a good first impression is you don't want to be yourself. You want to be the version of yourself that everyone hates. That's how you do it. But we'll get into that in another show. The weekend is it's so far away. What's today? Tuesday. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. Hump day. Am I right? You guys slaving away at your jobs, making a solid income. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder what it feels like to be a responsible adult. I bet it feels good. I woke up today and pretty much did whatever I wanted. And that wasn't a whole lot, I'm going to be honest. But we'll get into that later. So thank you guys for listening. Enjoy your Wednesday. Listen to this on your commute at lunch. Don't listen to it. That's probably what you're going to do. But Thursday night we'll have another show up ready for your Friday morning. Getting ready for the weekend. It's going to be great, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating in the questionnaires. If you have some good ideas, send them my way. If you'd like credit for them, I can, of course, do that. If that's all you have in life, like me. But thanks for listening, guys. And you have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful day.